So last Sunday when you were snoring up a storm and hashtag tootin' out that bootin'.
Newt.
Yeah, you're a Newton, man. Let me tell you. But anyway, not mean Isaac.
Please move on.
Get that reference?
That was good, guy.
Anyway.
All those gravity fat. Well, he's the gravity guy, right?
Oh, yeah, good one, guy. Anyway, you were taking a mad nap, or I should say a mad slumber, and I was like, this is boring.
I forgot what they call Cthulhu. The sleeping boy, I think.
Yeah, sleepy guy.
Yeah, I'm the sleepy guy. So that makes sense.
Yeah. So I was like, this is mad boring, guy. I'm just sitting here. So I was like, oh, wait a minute. I bought this Billie Eilish doll. That's right. I bought a doll. Mm-hmm. You haven't seen that haul video. That's a thing that happened. Mm-hmm. And it's literally a doll. Like, I wouldn't say Barbie style because it's articulated and shit. But it's a doll. It's a clothed doll.
Yeah.
You know?
With hairdo.
And if you've ever been around dolls, which I haven't until now, hashtag clearly have. Mm. But if you haven't been around dolls, they come with some mad, like, fucking stiff-ass hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up stiffer. Yeah. Any stiffer, and they'd just be 6 feet under, said my grandpa when he was on stage in vaudeville. Anyway, hashtag bad joke. Yeah. But anyway.
I feel like this one's full of those.
That big old fucking Kane's gonna come out and take me out.
Walk, walk.
Three Stooges are gonna come out next. Mad funnier than me, but anyway. So I was like, oh shit, I bought this fucking doll. She had some like poof ass hair, man. I don't know we didn't take it out in the video, right?
No.
I don't think we took it out, but it had some poofy ass hair, like, and it was gelled. Like, damn, boy. It's not even real hair. Do you need to gel it? So I was like, man, this sucks. Because it didn't, she didn't have poofy ass hair. So I was like, what is this fucking bouffant?
She got that afro on the new video.
Damn, she got an afro now?
Yeah, see it? Maybe we're thinking of another Billy, honestly.
Ma'am, homie. Anyway, so I was like, man, this hair is not going to do.
Not on fleek.
Yeah, because it's got to get fixed, right? So, of course, I've never combed a doll's hair. So I was like, there's got to be a process, right? You can't just fucking run your little comb through it. Because obviously little girls run their combs through their dolls' hairs all the time. But I've seen leftover dolls. Those motherfuckers are bald as shit. They got like 2 tufts sticking out and shit.
It's like gross. My wig.
Yeah, it's literally your head, all dolls' hairs after being used for 5 years. So I was like, I can't have tufts of hair on Billie Eilish's head. So I looked up some bids. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay, that's how you do it. And apparently you have to boil water up, right? And then you dip the doll's hair, specifically, into said steaming hot boil. Mm-hmm. And you kind of just do that until all the gel comes out, right? Now, ideally, you're supposed to use like fabric softener or conditioner afterwards to really soften and straighten out the hair. Mm. But shockingly, in our house, there is no fabric softener or hair conditioning.
Mom has a weird hate for both those things.
Yeah, what is that?
I'm like, damn, I gotta get some conditioner because my hair's all whack. She's like, no, homie.
Yeah, so I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to do the boil part. So, of course, I have a history with destroying figures that are delicate. I literally tore the wrist off a fucking $95 figure last week. That pisses me off to no end. But
you screwed Nosferatu's dome piece off.
Yeah, I twisted Nosferatu's head off. Didn't intend to, but I did. I got mitts, man. Yeah. These things are super tiny, and I'm like, what is this, man? What am I? Fucking Titan? Anyway. So I was like, man, I'm spooked because now I'm sticking a fucking doll head into boiling hot water, I was like, this thing's going to collapse on me. Implode, even.
Oh, it would have been great.
So,
except that I paid for it, so it wouldn't have been.
Yeah. I dipped that boy in there and, her hair, like, immediately got flat. And I was like, oh, this is promising, right? But, of course, when you dip it in, since you're supposed to only dip the hair goes back. Right? And she's supposed to have this part. And I don't know if you've seen that doll's hair. I don't know if this is all dolls, but the way they did her part, it's like it's kind of almost like a fucking braid, but it's doll hair. So it's different than human hair, It's kind of like a weird braid part. So if that gets undone, there's no way I'm going to ever have this doll hair look normal. And here's the thing about doll hair that I found out. It's not throughout the head like our heads.
Yeah.
It's like one top sheet, and then underneath, middle of the head, they add another sheet to give the illusion of a full head of hair.
I feel like this video might lose a lot of people.
Hold on, man.
Going into the intricacies of doll heads.
So just imagine if I get this intricately parted hair wrong, then I straight up have like two horizontal mohawks on this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Good look.
I don't want that to happen, so I had to delicately dip and hope that I didn't lose the part. By the way, to do this, I had to get her naked, which is a whole endeavor all of its own because, you know...
Her fans are going to cancel you now.
Yeah, she's wearing a hoodie. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it was just hard to take the fucking hoodie off. I don't know how little girls do this all the time, but to me, this was like rocket science.
Yeah.
So I took the hoodie off, but couldn't take the pants off. So I was like, what is this? So I had to pull her pants down to her ankles so that I could dip the hair and not get her pants wet. Mm-hmm. So I dipped the hair, and, you know, you have to brush out the curls that are in it. And dude, I spent like 5 hours brushing this doll's hair.
Damn it, homie!
You know, because that gel was resilient. And here's the thing, like the first time I brushed it, it got straight, but it was like super stiff, like out straight, you know? And I'm like, that's not good. So I had to dip and brush and brush and brush, and then I almost lost that part a few times. That was scary. And eventually I got it to a point where I was like, that's good. It's not perfect, but it's not the big ass poof she had. So I'm like, I'm going to let it dry, right? So I put her in her little stand all nude and shit apparently, and did a little rig for her hair so that it would stay in place, right? And I'm there. And I'm like, hell yeah, this is gonna dry and it's gonna look good, right? So, so it's like a few hours later, it dries, right? Or it's dry enough, and I'm like, okay, now I can put on her hoodie. Then I came across the realization, the hoodie, I mean, it's got a hood, which has got to go over the fucking dome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And part of the hair has to stay in the hoodie. Because if I bring all the hair out, it's just going to be these two big lumps of hair. You know, so the bang area has to be outside the hoodie, but the bulk of the hair has to be inside the hoodie. I don't know if you realize how hard it is to manage that, but the first time I tried, I just ruined the fucking hair. I was like, this just sucks!
It sucks?
Somehow it was like a fucking, like a, what are those things called? The motherfucking things that you blow on? Dandelion?
Yeah.
That's how her hair looked when I tried to put it on and realized I couldn't. And then I took it off, fucking dandelion. I was like, oh, this is great. So I had to recomb that shit and eventually figure I had to get tiny little clasps, which shockingly I found for her hair. So I could clasp it and tuck it into the back of the hoodie and then bring her bangs out. Then I had to recomb without removing her hoodie, so that everything's in place. And then I was like, oh, cool, I can seal it now. And then I sealed that bad boy up. And then I, posed it in a very, very lame pose. And I was like, hell yeah. My time with this doll is done. Now I could just pose her. Little did I know.
God damn, there's more to this epic saga?
Little did I know that my time with dolls was not done. Because this day, terror struck in our path. And let me tell you, we were at a Goodwill and we were walking around, and I heard you exclaim in what can
Did you hear that?
Yeah, what can only be described as abject horror.
I was across the store, by the way.
And I was like, what the hell? So I claw and scramble over the hordes of women clearly called Martha that are populating this place. And I find you in kind of like this weird miscellany area.
Yeah.
And you're staring at, let's call them the Twins of Terror for now. And you're like, dude, look at this. And I'm like, what the fuck? And my first reaction was gut-wrenching terror, of course. My second reaction was, I kind of gotta have these. And they are dolls.
Yeah.
Not like the Billie Eilish pseudo Barbie-esque doll that I have now. Just a weird thing that I have to say now. I don't have to say it, but I guess I did.
Yeah, why
but
do
anyway,
you have to freaking specify who made it and everything?
Well, it was nah. They didn't. Mattel makes Barbie, right?
Yeah. Playmate Toys made
Playmates.
this one.
Which is a shocker all of its own if you know toys.
Playmates
like,
is still
what the
around? That's shocking.
fuck? Yeah, that's
I'm serious, yeah. It's like,
But anyway,
buys Playmates.
so I find I looked at these things that you found and I was like, I gotta have these, man. And so I take them up to the front register. I am gonna disclose what they are, by the way. Actually, you'll see them. But take them up to the front register, and the lady, she's like, "Oh, finally, they're gonna be gone." And I was like, "What?" And she proceeds to tell me that her fellow coworkers are terrified of them, that they don't want to go to that area because they were there. And she's like, "Now I can tell them that they can go back there because they're gonna be sold," which is no comforting thing to hear.
What the hell, guy?
Especially when you take into account
It does explain
what these are.
Explains the lackluster stock game today. They did have a massive freaking Chris Angel Mind Freak set though.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Damn, homie. Anyway, why am I sad?
Yeah, why so sad?
So, you might be wondering, well, what doll did you buy? Well, again, not one doll, but two. And, well, there's only one way to explain this, and it's by showing it. And, boop. Look, man, these things are terrifying. Here it comes.
Homie. Horror.
Huh? Raggedy Ann?
Got them freaking
Got them
cankles.
gruesome feats?
Wait.
Hold Raggedy Ann because, wouldn't you know it, Raggedy Andy?
I'm over here in case you were wondering about the pantaloon situation.
Nobody was wondering about the pantaloon situation, but thanks. As far as I can tell, these are actual, like official dolls, man. I mean, they look very well crafted. They don't look like somebody made them at home, but they don't have any tags anywhere that I can see. I try to Google them, and I found out that the variety of Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls is broad as hell. There's so many styles.
Well, yeah, these shits have been around since the dawn of man.
Yeah, but it's shocking the amount of styles. The closest one that resembled these, down to the little fucking apron or I don't know what this is, little dolly dress or whatever, and kind of like the print, were from 1965. But there was still differences in them. So I don't know when the fuck these were made. But horror for one, but also kind of cool in that horrifying way, you know?
And we definitely got horror props now.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Sometimes I'm intrigued by like old school weird shit, and this is definitely old school and weird.
Do gotta say I kind of hate Andy. I'm more of an Ann kind of guy.
I feel like Andy doesn't get the props he deserves. He's kind of shafted.
Good, he deserves to be shafted.
Does he?
Yeah. Screw that
Does
dude.
he?
Yeah, horror. Why do they look the same face wise?
Well, it's just like they were probably like, oh, we got this fucking design. Let's just make a female and a male. Look, they even got the same leg.
Oh yeah.
Same leg game.
Their calf game is not on fleek though. I guess to say it's just mad tube.
Mad axes. But yeah, this is a fucking thing I own now.
Damn, homie.
In case you were wondering, I didn't pay much for these.
Paid $80, dude.
Nah, homie, I paid $6. But yeah. This is a thing I own. They smell like mad perfume.
Yeah, right. I was about to say
It's not good smell either.
rag.
So yeah, a lot of people don't know, but Annabelle was a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah,
The real one,
I
anyway.
feel like they actually downgraded the creep factor by making it that
Right?
yeah. Like what is that?
I like that design, but like,
Come on, guy.
Raggedy Ann's
Clearly, it's
pretty,
horror.
pretty creepy. So I'm gonna probably get a display case for it and a little chair for it, and like just Annabelle her up.
Yeah.
That'd be gross.
Then you,
But
can, then you can throw Andy in the
Andy will be on the floor.
mad trash.
He's the real killer. He's like, damn, homie, you forgot me? But this is a thing I own! What is that?
You gonna comb their hairdo?
No, homie. They're fucking combed. So, anyway. I don't know what the fuck,
This
man.
is a riveting video. I got to say the trials and tribulations of freaking doll hair.
I think it was pretty interesting, man. But then again, I spent 5 hours on doll hair. Anyway, let us know what you think of dolls.
Do you want a Raggedy Andy?
Boop. I'm hoping to sell them, but honestly, I'll be okay with not selling them.
Well, you can sell Andy.
No, homie, you gotta keep them together, man. What's the point of having Raggedy Ann without Raggedy Andy?
Because Raggedy Ann is the evil one.
I feel like Raggedy Andy is doing all the work. You know, on the low. He just puts on a dress and he's her.
Damn, homie, you're right. He's trying to frame that hoe.
Yeah, for real. She's the one locked up, but people are still dying.
Yeah.
Clearly, Raggedy Andy doing all the work.
Damn, dude, I think we just got to the bottom of that.
Yeah. Anyway, this is the bottom of this video and our lives. We're out.
And boop.